So here I've got some larkspur rocket seeds. Collected this from some of the plants growing back here. And I'm about to sprinkle this atop the soil, work it in a little bit with a rake, put a little straw over the top, and I'm going to mix it in with this Egyptian walking onion patch back here. These two make a really good companion to each other. The larkspur rocket puts off these showy bluish flowers that are held up by the Egyptian walking onion, and then when the onion starts to fall over, so do the flowers, and they just are in tandem with each other. They grow about the same height. Little shredded straw. And check out my new little garden buddy out here. Gardening made me beautiful. My wife picked that up for me. Isn't that cool? So what are all these rings around my plants out in my garden about? I've had quite a few people ask me that. And they're nothing more than just hoops off of whiskey barrels. At one time, I'd got my hands on quite a few of these whiskey barrels, turned some of them into half whiskey barrel planters, and did some design change. Ended up breaking down some of those. Some of them were rotten on the bottom. And I used these primarily because I had them on hand, but for different reasons. I use them when I put out a new planting, like over here, put in some flower bulbs. This just helps me to spread back those wood chips, have a nice clean planting bed, and also identify where that bed is at. Otherwise it can get kind of lost in the camouflage of wood chips. I've got some around the base of some of these trees. If the tree was young enough to receive one, or small enough, then it got one of these rings. Can you believe I still haven't gotten the rest of those strawberries put in the ground? I admit it. And too long. There's actually flowers and berries starting to form on this plant. I gotta prune those off. Let the energy be focused into new growth, but I'm gonna get these in the ground right now. So what if it's raining? This is a great time to transplant. You know, one of the biggest challenges, if there is such a thing, when planting a food forest is actually getting all the plants into the ground in a timely fashion. Sometimes I end up with so many plants and I don't always get to it when I should. It's a good problem to have, right? I mean, the opposite, there's no coming back from. This is a Swiss chard. It's going to be surrounded by these strawberries. Got some flowers here. Basically going to have a living mulch of strawberries around the Swiss chard here. Headed out to the pathway. The soil is so nice right now. These rains we've been getting. Not muddy at all, just cakey. Those years of wood chips have really done benefit to this landscape here. It actually took the rain and me being out here to finally decide where I wanted to put these. By coming out and experiencing the seasons, sometimes just to observe and walk around, things come to you, or you see something you didn't before. In this case, I looked over in this area and I go, that's perfect for the strawberries. It's full sun, it's right off the pathway, and everything else growing around here should work well with a nice living mulch. Got another Swiss chard here. These Swiss chards are so durable. Can't tell you how many times I planted this plant out and then either gets eaten by pill bugs or trampled on by the dogs or something. And it looks like there's no chance, and then it just, boom, takes off. I love resilient plants like that. And I always get some volunteers because it's a heavy seeder. It self-seeds. You can perennialize through self-seeding. And the strawberry here below the oregano. Nice cascading effect. That's looking good. Still got 2 more 6-packs to go. We'll just continue the theme along the edge of the pathway here. This wood is very hard to see now, but we just beat the dark. Worked with the rain, got all those strawberries in. Still going to water these in, however. It's a good way to make sure you got all the air gaps around the roots filled in. good soaking. I've been using up every extra minute of daylight these days and loving every minute of it. That's it, guys. Anyway, I hope this video finds you well. Having a great evening. I'll be talking to you again soon. Take care.